Students, today we study fiber yielding plants. First we study cotton. Before we study cotton, we classify the fibers on the basis of nature and structures. They are divided in three types, as in shown is the chart: bast fibers, structural fibers, surface fibers. We take it first, bast fibers. Bast fibers associated with phloem, pericycle and cortex, derived from dicot plants, usually separated by the process of retting. Examples of bast fibers: flax, jute, hemp. Then structural fibers: strands of small, short, lignified cells encircling both xylem and phloem, found scattered in the leaves of monocot plants, separated by mechanically scraping, like examples Manila hemp, New Zealand hemp. The last one is surface fibers, born on the surface of stems, leaves, fruits and seeds, obtained from a great diversity of plants, separation done by ginning. Example cotton. Now we study cotton, Gospeum species, belongs to family Malvaceae. It is world's most important non-food agriculture commodity and crop. It was one of the first vegetable fibers used for textile purposes, which is the main purpose of cotton cultivation. The fiber is obtained from the surface of the seeds. The production of cotton is greater than that of all other fibers put together. Cotton has been under cultivation since ancient times in two widely separated continents: South Asia, Central America. The brief history of cotton cultivation: excavation in Mohenjo-daro, Hindu village. The occurrence of cotton. The existence of cotton threads also been mentioned in the Rig Veda. From India, cotton was introduced eastward to China and westward to Egypt around 6600 AD. Arabs introduced it to the African continent and later on it was introduced to Europe. Systematics, origin and distribution of cotton. Hutchinson recognized around 20 species of the genus Gospeum. The different species are around grouped into 8 sections, which are 2 or more important commercial value. All wild species of cotton are diploid with and 13 chromosomes. These are 16 wild species and 4 cultivated species of cotton. The 4 cultivated species have large numbers of varieties and hybrid forms, can be classified as the American or New World cottons and Asiatic or Old World cottons, the basic classification of cotton. The New World cotton is represented by 2 important species, Gospeum hirsutum and Gospeum barbadense. The Old World cotton is represented by Gospeum arboreum and Gospeum herbaceum. Species of these 2 sections are genetically distinct and do not form natural hybrids. The cultivated Asiatic form of section Herbacea have 13 pairs of large chromosomes and they are designated by genome A. They have never been reported growing in the New World. Tetraploid cottons of section Hirsuto have 26 pair of chromosomes. On the basis of this information, it is believed that the tetraploid cotton of section Hirsuta have evolved through accidental hybridization between Asiatic diploids and American diploids, followed by doubling of chromosome number. In this chart we saw four main varieties of cotton: Arboreum, Herbaceum, Barbadans and Hirsutum. Arboreum known as a Ceylon cotton, common name; Herbaceum, Levant cotton; Barbadans, Sea Island cotton; and Hirsutum is known as upland cotton. The Gospeum arboreum is a old world cotton. Herbaceum is also old world. Barbadans is a new world, and Hirsutum also belong to new world cotton. Harvesting process of cotton. Harvesting begins about 6 months after sowing, and it is the most expensive portion of cotton cultivation. Cotton is picked as soon as the balls open. Hand picking is done in many parts of the world where cheap labor is easily available. In western subhumid parts of the world where labor is very scarce, mechanical harvesters which work on the principle of suction is used. For successful harvesting, it is necessary to defoliate plants by spraying chemicals such as calcium cyanide, which also forces all capsule to ripen simultaneously. Processing. Before raw cotton is spun into yarn and woven into cloth, it must pass through a number of processes. We study this process in deeply. First one is the ginning. After the removal of diet, ball and leaf fragments and other foreign matter, the raw cotton is conveyed to the hooper of a gin or either roller or saw type. Roller type gin is employed to Sea Island and Egyptian cottons, whereas saw type gin is used to American upland and for Asiatic cottons. Baling, fiber that comes after ginning, is pressed hydraulically into bales of around 500 pounds. The next process is picking. Baled cotton is at first broken and the fibers are then passed through a skewer where they are beaten, second and rolled to remove all foreign matter, and the strands are separated and delivered in a uniform layer. At the last picking machine, the cotton is condensed into a sheet from called lap. Carding. It helps to place the fibers parallel and also helps in removal of immature fibers and impurities. Combing and drying or drafting. This is the last process. Short fibers are removed during combing, and during drying process, fibers are straightened and aligned. It is customary to apply drying operations after carding and two after combing. The fleshy lap is condensed through a funnel into a soft twisted rope or silver. It is further drawn out, slightly twisted and wound on spools. Next plant we study is the jute. Botanical name Corchorus species, belongs to family Tiliaceae. Jute is the least expensive but most important of all bast fibers. It comes second in production among the all natural fibers. The fiber is obtained from stems of the two cultivated species of Corchorus, namely Corchorus capsularis and Corchorus oleotorius. The early history of jute is now not definitely known. The genus Corchorus consists of around 40 species, of which 36 have been recorded in Africa. The primary center of origin of jute is Africa, with a secondary center is India and Indo-Burma. At one time it was monopoly crop of India which produced 99% of world's total production of cotton. Plants are harvested when nearly 50% of them are fruiting. At this stage, both the yield and quality are very good. Early harvesting is likely to give a poor and return and the fiber lacks strength, although it is a good white color. Late harvesting, on the other hand, increase yield but produce coarse fibers. Plants are close to the ground with a sickle or pulled out by hand when growing under water. In flooded areas, particularly in many parts of Assam, Bangladesh, where the flood very rise very high, the cutters often have to dive underwater to cut the stem. The location of fibers. The fibers occurs in long wedge-shaped bundle outside the xylem. They are grouped in concentric rings alternating with thin wall tissue of phloem which disintegrate during retting. Each of the fiber bundles represents one strand. The individual fiber cells are seldom longer than 2 and 3 mm. The bundle of stem are taken to nearest stagnant pool of ditch and laid flat in waters arranged side by side so as to make a regular platform for their processing. Another layer of bundle is placed on top at right angles to the first. The third or fourth layer of bundles may sometimes be added if the water is deep. The surface of bundle is covered with weeds and then heavily loaded with stones, bricks, logs of wood, etc. to keep them submerged. The retting process usually takes 10 to 30 days. At first, the root ends are beaten with wooden mallet to loosen the fibers. Retting is considered complete when the bark can be easily peeled off. Then the free ends are wrapped firmly around the fingers and stems are jerked backward and forward in water, thereby separating the fibers from the stick. They are spread out in the sun or bamboo racks for 2 to 3 days and rolled into bundles. That's all for jute and cotton students. Thanks.